Hey guys, Richard
And Amanda.
from the Poke family. Here again.
Da, da, da.
Da, da, da.
Oh look, yes, the Pokemon did go live. That's true.
The Poke family went live. So let's just hang around for a second and let a few people join the chat before we start talking about things. What's that?
Doing that stairs already on.
Do not disturb the Poke family.
Well, Benjamin.
Just Benjamin. He's
He's
getting
fast
better,
as
little sweet, isn't he?
He is.
His accent's getting a bit better.
It is.
So we've got quite a few things to talk about today.
Have we?
Yep.
What have we got to
Yep.
talk about?
Yep.
Hi,
Hey,
Amy.
hey.
Oh, hi, Tom. Not
Hey,
seen
Tom.
you for
Hey,
ages.
Tom. Hey, Amy. So,
I ain't
There's-
seen Tom in real life neither. But like ages.
I'm sure I saw him in Barnsley.
He's in
Community Day.
Community Day? What community day was it?
Chimchar.
Chimchar.
Or maybe I didn't. Maybe they were previous Community Day.
Yeah, no, I didn't see community day, the Chimchar community day.
We miss you, Tom.
We do.
We haven't seen you in ages. So, there's a lot to talk about today. So, they've announced the
Miss
Christmas...
Bite. Hi.
Hey, Miss Shabbai. Thank you for the like. It's always appreciated. So, we've got a lot to talk about today. The biggest thing that I want to talk about, I mean, as always, there's loads of stuff going on.
There is.
The biggest thing I want to talk about, the thing that's making me the happiest, is
Is it me? Being married to me?
it's Pokemon Go related.
Oh. I'm Poke family. I'm
Is
1/5 of the Poke family.
yes, it's you, Amanda.
Yeah.
End of the show, guys. Sorry, that's it. We're done. I just came on to tell you that I think Amanda's the greatest, and that's why I married her. No, it's they've announced the December Community Day, and the thing that's been worrying me the most is, like, when a Community Day comes and goes, they tend to
Hi,
give
David.
unique moves to Pokemon. Now, sometimes those unique moves are not that great.
Hi,
For example,
Katie's on.
hey Katie, Draco Meteor with Dragonite, not the best. But sometimes those moves make a Pokemon. Meteor Mash and Beldum. Yeah? And Metagross.
Yes.
So-
Sorry.
This December, they've announced that all the Community Day moves are back. So that Beldum won't be spawning in the wild, but if you evolve a Metang to a Metagross, it will have Meteor Mash. So they've established that once a year, you'll have access to these moves again. So all the guys who missed it, or
Have they said that for certain?
yes,
Oh, right, okay. Just move the laptop back ever so slightly, because by rocking Benjamin, the whole chair and everything, by rocking Benjamin, I'm making the camera rock and people are going to get seasick.
there you go.
Fantastic, thank you.
So yeah, it's 2
It
days.
is over 2 days, Tom, yes.
I mean, the announcement's that big. I mean, they're putting some of the Pokemon like that were previously in Community Days last year in 2018.
So we'll get less
In
FOMO.
rates. Yeah. So So finally they're drawing a line under it and saying, don't worry, you might have to wait a while, but you'll have an opportunity. And all the Pokemon from this year will be back in the wild. So if you missed out on any, I mean, Bagon Community Day was a big one for us because we were on holiday on a canal, and we just couldn't really do it. I mean, we managed a little bit.
So Amy is
But-
threatening to quit the game if she hatches another shiny Beldum.
I don't believe you, Amy.
And the Pokemon detective, our very own Tom, is telling us about the community days, what times they're on.
Yeah, that's
That's a
awesome.
long time, 11 till 2.
That's the same as a regular Community Day, 3 hours.
Oh,
It's over 2 days. But some of the stuff is available over 12 hours on those days. It's a bit complicated. Read the blog, guys. Read the blog. I mean, I could go over it now, but read the blog. Go to Pokemon Go Live and make sure that you know for sure what you need to do on that Community Day. But the biggest thing for me is those moves are back.
Did you watch the promo video?
Of?
The that they've released. You've obviously not.
You mean like the live action video, Find Pokemon in the Wild? No, I haven't, and it's the only one that they've done so far.
Mm-hmm. You just touched Benji's head.
Oh, sorry.
Be careful.
I'm not meaning
somewhere
to.
from 9 till 9. Ooh.
Let's go to the
I have
blog.
a Weedle and a Bulbasaur spawn. Which one should I catch first?
What's that?
A Weedle or Bulbasaur?
Bulbasaur.
I would go Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur, there's a shiny. Venusaur, if you get it Frenzy Plant, is a pretty cool Pokemon. It is out DPS by Sceptile with Frenzy Plant, but it's a bit bulkier, so will last longer. Probably preferable for trainer battles. I use Venusaur in trainer battles with Frenzy Plant sometimes.
Frenzysaur?
In the Ultra League, and I've used it to great success in the past. So I would go with that.
David says, and I think I'm putting a word in here because it doesn't make sense, the sentence. I can't decide which of you is the better Pokemon Go player. Well, that is obviously me. Amy says...
It's Amanda.
Bulbasaur, always the shine check first. And I agree.
I would go with the shiny check first. So the video's not on there. So I can't watch the video. I'll watch it after the live. I will watch
New Galar Pokemon confirmed. Frenzysaur.
Frenzysaur.
Amy, we're looking for... Oh.
Lucky friends. That's we've got a lucky trade.
We have.
Well, we're going to do that on the
Amy
live
and
today.
Tom got lucky one day.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Shiny Beldum for your lucky trade.
So I think that this is one of the better announcements that Niantic have made in recent months. Not that there are other announcements have necessarily been bad, but just the fact that, like...
Me too, I need Marie.
I've got three 98% Beldums, which I got all of them after Beldum Community Day. And they just sat there in my bag. I don't want to evolve them without Meteor Mash because the Pokemon's fairly useless without it. It's relegated almost to a gym defender. I've got a single 98% Psychic Metagross, and I use it to defend in gyms. I would not usually drop that amount of Stardust on a gym defender. So...
Hi, James.
Hey, James. So that is what I'm most excited about at the moment. The second thing that I'm excited about is that Niantic keep developing new ways of delivering, like events that last over a few hours. Now, they've done this before, but not since the Team Go Rocket team leaders were active. They've announced a Team Go Rocket takeover.
Oh, you just keep carrying on talking.
A Team Go Rocket takeover where all the Pokestops are going to be taken over by Team Go Rocket grunts and or leaders. And I'm pretty excited about that too because what we're doing.
Just leave it there, it's fine. You just carry on talking and I'll
Why are we looking at our
answer.
XP totals?
Because David wants to know what our XP totals are again. But what I'd like to say is that
66.8 million I'm on.
yeah, and they might think that means that you're a better Pokemon Go player than me.
What are you on?
But 62.4. But
That's not a huge difference.
But I have to say, I've been really poorly with my back since having a baby and being pregnant before that. So, and if I remember rightly, right at the beginning of our thing, how many levels ahead of you were I when we first started becoming the Pokemon?
Well, I'm ahead of you now, aren't I? How does that feel?
Feels like I've got a lovely baby out of it. Thank you, darling.
So I'm pretty excited about that as well. The Team Go Rocket takeover. Anytime that they develop a new way, sometimes the things fall a bit flat. Do you remember the Quest days? With they did it for Feebas, they did it for Lotad, they did it for Clamperl. They fell a bit flat for me. They were alright, they weren't bad, but they weren't that interesting. And people were at a fever pitch trying to get those shinies, weren't they?
They were.
And it caused a bit of upset in our community. So sometimes they come up with ideas that are not so great. And then they come up with ideas that are like raid days, which are amazing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And this Team Go Rocket stuff, I actually quite like it, because the more people are encouraged to do it, the more people learn about Pokemon and what's super effective and what Pokemon resist what, etc. They learn more about the game. Because at the moment, I'm seeing quite a lot of them. My Twitter feed's filled with it. I'm on Facebook groups, worldwide Facebook groups, where people are just saying, we can't beat the team leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Now, admittedly, the team leaders, I like them because there's a bit of a challenge to it.
Yeah.
But we need to find an easy, nice way of introducing people to these mechanics, rather than saying, well, if you can't beat them, I'm elite. I'm superior to you. I don't like that idea at all. I want people to be able to have a go and be able to overcome these challenges.
So Tom says, we have a family-friendly event also coming up with male and female Nidorans spawning.
Oh, yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, that is pretty awesome. Family-related Pokemon are going to be spawning. I get the feeling that it's not just going to be male and female Nidoran. I had thought that maybe they might swap the Shellos around. So the pink Shellos would go to the other hemisphere and the blue Shellos would come. Because that's kind of a family thing. I thought that might happen.
Blue and pink, are you being stereotypical?
No, they're just Shellos and they're the same Pokemon, but they look different. They're not even from separate regions.
So David says, oh, there was another one. Just put chat down a little bit. I can't move this one. The Rocket Takeover. Tom can't wait to blast that.
That's going to be good.
David says, Amanda is not the better player. Richard outdid you by 4 million.
It's only XP.
Amy says, not sure if I'm going to do the Team Rocket takeover, depends how she feels on the day. Richard, okay. You should really change your buddy now. Gibble, from Gibble, surely you've got enough candy now.
Nope. I've got 324 candy, and I need 375 candy before I'll give it up.
I haven't got a Gibble yet. It's not even in my decks. Move it up.
I could trade you a Gibble today.
Do I want to?
I don't know.
Okay. Amy says... No. Tom says he's completed the Luminous Shadows, he's beat them all. Amy says she's blasted through the team leaders but hit a brick wall with Giovanni. David probably should go with a Pokemon buddy who is going to be the star of the past community day. And that's a good point. That's a
well,
interesting take.
I did think about that, and the only thing I thought that may be eligible for me is Bagon. He's the only one. Salamence with Outrage is almost as good as Rayquaza as far as DPS is concerned. But it's not a massive high priority for me because I've got 4 maxed out Rayquazas. And potential, I've got another 96 Rayquaza with 15 attack that I could max out, and a 91% shiny with 15 attack that I could max out. And I think that those would be better options than sinking dust into a Salamence. So that's the reason why I'm not doing that. And I've got above 1,000 Beldum candy, which is the other option. And as far as starters are concerned, I've already got enough of the starters that are good with high IVs. So I'm not in a rush for that.
Amy doesn't think that they'll change Shellos with it being East and West C variants. David, especially if you missed the community day and need the exclusive move. Michelle Carpenter. Hi there, Michelle.
Hey, Michelle. Welcome to the chat.
Mr. Sharkbite needs 12 more candies before it can change his buddy to Gibble for the final evolve. From Gibble, is that off?
When I get to 375 candies, I won't be evolving a Gibble to a Gabite and then to a Garchomp because I don't have one with good IVs, and I won't be doing it anyway because undoubtedly there will be a community day And if they give Garchomp Earth Power on the Community Day, Garchomp will become insane as far as a ground type is concerned. So I would rather wait, if I've got a good IV one, to evolve that on a Community Day.
David's been PIing and thinks he's got my YouTube channel, but he's not subbed to it, so I can't prove it.
Yeah.
I think he has too because he friended me on Facebook, and I haven't.
Have you discovered it, David?
I haven't.
That's some good detective work. Well done, pal.
I haven't
really
actually.
Well done.
I don't know how he found me on Facebook, but I haven't replied to his request yet. It's still sat there, just like.
I am nervous.
I'm very nervous, to be honest with you. Yeah.
It's all right.
That's my.
Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Regigigas?
Yeah, soon. I mean, not invited to one yet. 26.
I've got an X-ray pass for Regigigas.
See your shinies.
And I do want to go and do it because it's 6 candy. Because the one that I got from the event is actually pretty good. It's 98%. So if it ever becomes useful for something, and I've not really researched it that much, then obviously I've got a decent one right there. Shinies? Sure. I'll put it in catch order. So obviously Chimchar Community Day. Hey, I'll evolve that actually. You get to see a shiny being evolved. Caught this recently, a shiny Carvanha. Because this is not in my Pokédex. Oh wow.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Isn't it? That's nice. Is there anything else there that I need to evolve? Nope. Anything that I haven't. There isn't. I've already got some of this stuff. Yeah, I've already evolved all this other stuff. Do I evolve this? Do I finally give in and evolve this?
It's you.
I'm going to wait a bit longer.
I have passed no one to invite. Ooh. Offers there. Is it for
Cheers,
Wooden
Tom.
Boy?
Is it for Wooden Boy? Because if it is, and if you're ultra friends with William, invite William and I'll make sure that he actually accepts it. So these are my shinies.
26 that I've got for.
Loads of
Let's
them.
just get to end of my shinies.
Loads of them. Sableye was my first, and Chimchar was my last one.
There you go.
We're looking for your X-ray pass.
I'm not having it. Which one is it?
I've got one there. November the 26th.
November 26th. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one we need.
Sweetheart. Sweetheart.
So if you're friends, ultra friends with William, send him. If not, send it to me.
Let's just move the camera a little bit because you've moved. James has got a couple of Pokestops through. So far, I've got one through. I don't know what's happening, but on the first one that I put through, got approved in 2 days, like really quickly. Then straight after that, I put a bunch of Pokestops in, and most of them have not even gone into the pool to be reviewed yet. They're still in the queue.
I think it's because. Just give me a second. I think it's because as Pokestop nominations hit, you literally put that one in immediately.
I did, yeah.
And then everybody's now started putting their Pokestop nominations in, and there's a backlog. That's what I think.
Sure that there is. Anyway, shall we do our lucky trade?
You can if you want.
What did you do? Did you kick it by accident?
No, I'm moving over,
Oh.
so it's easier.
Let's do our lucky trade.
Doesn't think he's ultra with William.
I've got one being reviewed currently, and the rest still in the queue. And what's weird about that is the one that's in the queue and another one I put in within 5 minutes of each other. I did one and then I went and did the other. One of them is being reviewed, and the other one is still in the queue, which I find to be really weird.
Yeah.
Really weird. Let's do a lucky trade. What do you want?
But now, what do you want?
I don't know.
Didn't think this one through, did we?
Offer me something good.
I don't know. What do you want?
That's not spell shiny.
Trade Gibble. Tom says.
You can have a Gibble if you want. I've got a spare one.
Is it good as a lucky?
It will be if it turns good. I would save it though for Community Day.
Legendary for legendary. David says.
Legendary for legendary. We can do that.
Dino. I haven't got a Dino, have you?
I do. I only have one though, so I am not willing to trade that because I need
Not
one.
even to me.
I need one for my buddy. I need one to buddy it up. That's what's going on the buddy straight after I've got 375 Gibble candies. Oh, sweetheart. I got some Shadow Ball Mewtwo. I've got some Side Strike Mewtwo.
What do you want off me?
Don't know. Have you put legendaries in? Put legendary in. Never look.
Leg and...
Legendary. Eh? Right. Let's look. Let's have a look at what you got.
Shiny Larvatars. Amy says she actually Dino during Community Day. Wow.
You've got a shiny Mewtwo.
I do got a shiny Mewtwo.
Rubbish IVs as well. I'd like a shiny Mewtwo, please. Let me see if I've got a shiny legendary for you. I can't give you those because they're obviously labelled with people's names. Actually, don't have that many. The rest of them have already been traded. I can give you a regular legendary. Or I can give you a Gibble.
Go on then, I'll take the Gibble.
A Gibble.
Yeah. Oh, Tom's going. Bye, Tom!
See you later, Tom. There we go then.
What about a Groudon, Kyogre or Rayquaza? PTSD flashback for Lavadar Community Day from Amy. Don't trade a very good IV Pokemon, the IVs will go down. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
So I'll check what it says.
Yeah, rubbish, isn't it?
Rubbish.
Yeah, rubbish.
Go for it. Oh, where did you get that Gibble from? It's 22k.
That's shit out of an egg, I think. I've never caught one in wild. I've actually not all out of eggs. Good luck.
It's gonna go in the Pokédex. Da-da-da-da.
2368. Mine's 93%, but with 14 attack. Oh. Oh well. Oh well. It was worth a shot.
Be a hundo. No, it was not.
No hundos.
Also remember that lucky Pokemon will always get great IVs. Wow, shiny Mewtwo for Gibble doesn't seem fair. Lol.
We're partners. She shares the stuff off me all the time. We do all sorts of unfair trades, don't we? It's not unfair by the fact that we trade like I've traded like 2,500 Pokemon, and I would say probably about 2,000 of those Pokemon have been with Amanda. So she's had stuff off me, and then like if there's something that I've got that she wants, she gets first dibs every time. So it's not like
it don't happen the other way around though. To be fair,
there's a lot. You've just given me a shiny Mewtwo.
Yeah, good point. Traded Tom a shiny Rattata for a shiny Articuno.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were. They were okay. It's only got 14 attack. I'm going to keep it to one side though, because if they ever fetch a way in of altering the IVs of Pokemon, bottle cap training or whatever, then that Pokemon could become pretty good quite quickly. So guys, let's play. Guess the Pokémon. Your pool today are the legendary birds, Articuno, Moltres and Zapdos, and 2/3 of the weather trio, Groudon and Kyogre. Chuck your guesses in the chat. Chuck your guesses in the chat. Oh, sweetheart. He's a bit disturbed today, ain't he? He's not feeling as comfy as he has been recently.
That's true.
We won't be long now, Benji. We won't be long. Amanda is getting Zapdos. Richard is getting a... I hope I'm getting a Moltres. I should have asked you for a Moltres. That's what I should have asked you for.
In fact, I've got a Moltres with your name on.
Oh, damn.
Right. Benjamin.
I want a decent Moltres. A decent Sky Attack Moltres that I can put a second move on. That's what I want. I don't have one, and I would really like one. Benjamin's birthday is in May. A shiny one as well. We'll go lucky again, I'm sure. Maybe I should have said, just search Richard and we'll search for a Pokemon that's got my name written on it.
Every time you go, dibs!
I don't do it like that.
You do. A bit.
I don't do it like that. He's a bit itchy, isn't he? I can tell.
What? No, Benjamin.
You can see yourself.
Hello, Benjamin. Hello, Benjamin.
Shiny rubber chicken.
Hello, Benjamin.
Any more guesses, guys, before we do this thing? I don't know whether I've got the whirling ball of doom luck. It's just continually whirling.
Oh no.
We'll see.
Anybody else have any guesses? Well, you want to shine Charizard as well?
I do want to shine Charizard, and that's a good one as well because it's under 1500 CP. Because Charizard's pretty good in Grey League.
I believe, if I remember rightly, this happened last time that we weren't lucky.
And you've got a shiny Murkrow for me as well.
Unbelievable, Richard.
Oh, you got to give up. You can't complain about.
I can complain if I want to complain.
Okay. Oh, will it? Will it be Amanda? Seems like you're the favourite, aren't you? They all think you're amazing.
Because I have to put up with you.
I'm not something that you have to put up with. I'm awesome. Let's do it.
Ready? Have you opened it already?
Yes.
3, 2, 1. Woo!
I got an Articuno, and not a shiny one. I do like Articuno. I think that it is one of the cooler looking Pokemon. Out of the birds. I think it's the coolest looking out of the birds. I really like it. Make 3 nice throws in a row.
I think I've got that as well. I might have already completed it actually.
Just for 500, I just kept it
Yeah,
because
that's
it's
what I've
something that
got.
I can do, like, sat on necessity to get my stamp for tomorrow. Hey, critical catch.
Pants. I got Peanut Life.
Me too.
Oh, not it.
Dear. And mine is really poor.
Don't worry, Richard. Amy loves you.
Oh, thanks, Amy.
And a
James.
green heart, which is obviously Mystic and Instinct together. James, another one correct for me.
Let's find out who guessed correct. James, obviously.
Who needs the X-ray pass for Wooden Boy? Me, Jonathan, and William.
Don't send it to William, Amy. I felt guilty about last time.
Oh, Benjamin, you pooping. Oh, green for her hair. Fair enough.
You do have amazing hair. It is amazing. I think it every time I see it.
Amy, if you send the X-ray pass to William, I will accept it tonight. He does not have his phone. I'll accept it.
His phone's over there.
So,
it's over there on the side. He's not touching it.
Please. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Are
it. We're
you
done.
gonna go and get nappy bag and change Ben?
Yes.
Okay.
We have to go because this one
It's just
needs
pooped.
to be cleaned up. So we'll see you guys in the next video.
That's his expression.
I know. It's cute today. See you guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Amy.